Thank you for tuning into my channel. It's WIP It Wednesday for Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. I have just a few projects that I want to share today for our WIP It Wednesday. If you're new to my channel, WIP means works in progress. It's showing what I've been working on this week and hopefully giving you a preview for next week. So the first thing that I'm going to show is the bears that I've been working on. These are my latest two bears. Let me show you them. They are almost done. They're completely stuffed. I just have to close up the backs, the little holes in the back. But you can see both of those. They're very cute. They should be going out by the end of this week. And these days I spend most of my sewing time on my bears. I was really working hard on bears during the holiday season. Now I still have bear orders, but they don't, for the most part, it fell. For the most part, they're not as pressing. So during November, December, I was not able to work much on any other projects, but now I have a little bit more flexibility and I can work on some other things. One thing that I worked on was my the quilt beginner sampler quilt, and this is the most recent block. It's called Roman T's. Hopefully you can see the it looks like little letter T's that are all put together for this block. And these are, again, it's a part of the beginner sampler quilt. So if you're following along with that, thank you for following along. This is block 6. There are 3 more blocks to go before we put the whole thing together. Now I did for my sampler block, I took like a whole day of sewing and did that. But most days I think what I'm going to try to do is do 15 minutes a day on things that I really want to do for myself, and then use whatever's left of that sewing time to work on paid projects, to work on the bears and stuff. So what I did this week is I've been working on, or I want to work on a quilt for my friend. If you have seen my Alphabet Quilt series, the little sew along, that's the quilt that I was working on. I'm still working on that now. I decided to add some numbers to that. So what I did for my 15-minute session so far, I have cut squares and made some half square triangles. These are my half square triangles. I have my squares of dark, which is that blue in the background, in this bag. And I'm going to be using these to create some numbers. I even laid out the number 2, so I'm going to insert a picture of that in the video here so you can see it. It is sitting in my sewing area right now, so that tomorrow during my 15 minutes I can just go ahead and start sewing on that. Another thing that I've tried out is, since I've been making the bears, these, I have a lot of paper left over from the interfacing that I use. So I use Pellon SK135 to line on my shirts for my bears, and this paper comes with the interfacing. And you've seen how many bears I've made, and so this is a lot of paper, and I didn't want to just throw it out. I wasn't sure what to do with it. What I thought about was doing a little paper piecing, and what I came up with was just using the Pellon paper as a foundation. And so I'm just stitching fabric to the paper here. And this is a good, this is a nice little 15-minute kind of deal where you just stitch until you and set a timer and all that. There's the back. And so I did 2 at a time. So I have started a light one and I've started a dark one. So they're both here. I just did a little bit on these so far. Let me show the back. Just a little bit, and use some just some leftover bobbins and stuff, or thread colors that I don't anticipate using. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I have an idea about putting them as a border on a scrappy quilt. I think that would be nice, but I'm still working through that and thinking about that. But I think it's a worthwhile project, and it's just something to do with all this paper so that I don't just have a mess of paper everywhere. I can actually sew something on it. So that's all I have going on right now. I hope that you are having a great start to the new year. Put in the comments if you have any special projects going on. If you haven't shared any goals or things that you want to work on for the new year, please share those in the comments too. I have not made my goal video. I'm not sure if it's a thing, if it's going to happen, but I'm definitely thinking about some goals, and I'm already working towards some things for the new year. If you have any questions about what you've seen, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!